has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And that has to be one of the most epic introductions to a game I have ever played. That's voice actor Wayne June doing the narrations here. So I absolutely am in love with this game. I played it even in early access, and I'm super, super excited to bring this series to you guys. This is the full release. Darkest Dungeon, full release is finally here between the Warrens, the Weald, the Cove, the Ruins, and ultimately the Darkest Dungeon. All of the areas of the game have been unlocked, along with multiple characters who have been added to the game along the way, different quirks and buffs and, decreases in stats and stuff like that, and decreases in trinkets and how powerful they are and everything like that. I will wind up getting into all of that with you guys. Don't worry if you have no idea what I'm talking about. This is Darkest Dungeon. I have been looking forward to this full release for quite some time now, and we are going to jump right into the campaign, and I will explain everything. I'm going to start a new campaign. As you can see, I've already been doing one. This is the one that I've been doing since early access. 203 missions I've gone through, just beefing up my characters, trying to get myself ready to ultimately go into the Darkest Dungeon. But this is going to be the start of a brand new series for you guys, so that you can see it from the get-go in case you decide that you do want to get this game yourselves. And I'm going to click in here, and it's going to give another narration, so I'm going to shut up, but don't worry, I will explain it all.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
I honestly think I could listen to that guy all day and never really get bored, to be completely honest. So let's drop into here. Let's drop onto the map. So it shows you the map that, or how to navigate between the rooms. You do have to click the room adjacent to the one that you're in between the halls in order to get to the next room. You can't click on another room that's like somewhere over here if it's a huge map or anything like that. It does have to be the adjacent room. These are your characters that you start out with in the beginning of the game, Reynald and Dismas. They are a Crusader and a Highwayman, two different types of units that you can get in the game. This is the equipment that you have, so it explains, just like how much damage, the crit base, so the damage just shows how much damage you'll do to an opposing player or an enemy. The crit base is how much of a chance it is that you will inflict critical damage on that opposing player, and then how fast it takes you to actually attack your enemies. This is the stat box, so it just tells you, your skill base with your current weapon of accuracy. The percent chance it is to critically damage an enemy, the damage that you will be doing if you hit the enemy, and with your current weapon and everything, it's 6 to 12, 7 to 14. So it's showing you like with your weapon base 10% quirk. Dodge base is 5. Protection it essentially serves as like a buff between you receiving maximum damage from an opponent. So again, they have a range of damage that they can inflict on you, and if that is like 10% and they do 10 damage to you on it, obviously it will only inflict 9 damage on you, as that 10% protection buff takes off that last point. And then your base speed, so how quick you're actually attacking other players. Here are your attacks or your skills, whatever you want to call them. You could see the 2 yellow lights means you have to be in that position. So there are usually 4 characters maximum in a party. So when you click on a skill to do, they have to be in one of the 2 highlighted positions. So this guy, in order to use Smite, he has to be either in the first or second position. He has an accuracy base with this attack of 85, and if it's against an unholy opponent, it has a 15% damage buff, which is great. If I move on to his next attack, Zealous Accusation, it unfortunately does 40% less damage, but as you can see, you attack both the first and second unit. So if you have to be in the first or second position, and you will hit both the first and second units. If I move on to the third one, you can see I have a damage base mod, unfortunately reduced by 75%, but I can stun the enemy, and it has 100% base. So if the enemy has 0 resistance to being stunned, then it will stun them. I'll show you what happens if they do have any resistances and stuff like that, and how that comes into play in just a moment. Bulwark of Faith increases your torchlight, which is another aspect of the game. So as you can see, Radiant Light 100. I get a bonus scouting, and I get a bonus in surprising any monsters that I come across, or any opponents for that matter. So the torchlight, if this were to be reduced, if I use this attack or this skill, it increases my torchlight. It gives me a 25% protection buff. So if it were if someone were to inflict 20 damage points on you, obviously instead it would only do 15, and then it also marks me, which means it puts kind of a target on my back, that all attacks usually will come to me in that case. So you just have to keep that in mind, that although it does protect you and increase your torchlight, you put a target on your back. Dismas, he has a bleed attack, which he can be in the first 3 positions, and it'll hit either one of the 2 red positions. So again, if there's a party of 4 enemies, he can hit either the first or second position, and it decreases his damage by 15%. So that's the reduction in the damage that he'll be doing with his damage base of 5 to 10%. But it also causes the enemy to bleed. So bleed is an effect that you can inflict on an opposing character. Bleed and blight are the two that will reduce HP before the opposing unit even gets to attack. So obviously it's turn-based. It's a turn-based roguelike RPG dungeon crawler. And when you do attacks like this, you inflict the bleed before the enemy can attack. This bleed will obviously affect them. So, if they have 1 damage point left or 1 HP left, and you have bleed inflicted on them, they'll bleed out before they get to attack you. So you don't have to waste another turn attacking them. Thinking that you have to kill them in order for the bleed. The bleed is what's going to kill them. So you don't have to worry about attacking them. Is what I'm trying to get at. But let's just a couple other things. Pistol shot. You get a crit mod, a bonus 10%, damage mod minus 25%, and 25% damage if the target is marked. So that's definitely a bonus. If you have a unit that can mark an enemy, and then you use this, it does 25% bonus. And then grape shot, it can hit the first 3 units, but you have to be in the 2nd or 3rd position in order to do that. And then like tracking shot, just bolster. It does damage. It's an 80% reduction on your damage, but it increases your damage by 12%, 6 accuracy, and 5% chance to crit them. That's like after you do that after you do the shot, any of your other skills can be used with these perks applied. The skill bonuses, the quirks that would be added, like the 12% damage and everything, they can stack round over round. So if it says for 3 rounds or something like that, and you bulk it up for 3 rounds, it'll be a 36% damage, 18 accuracy, and 15% crit. Just as an example, not necessarily the case for this guy, but
up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So A and D are how you move front and back, and everything else is click-based with a mouse. So let's move on to the first enemy, which is a brigand cutthroat. He's surprised because I have my torchlight very high, and obviously it says to kill the enemy. Though there it shows his resistances. So he has a 25% stun resist, 20% bleed and blight resist, 15% chance to debuff him, and 25% chance to move him. So debuff is like you inflict something on him that makes him either less accurate. He can't dodge out of the way of your attacks as easily. He's less resistant to stun or bleed or something like that. So that's what the resistances are for. If I use this open vein attack on him, as you can see, it has 100% base. And if he has a 20% resistance, I have an 80% chance to inflict bleed on him. Now, it has an 85% accuracy base, and he has a little bit of dodge, so, the chances are you actually are going to hit him. And, I have an 80% chance to bleed, so let's see how that works. So, 8, and he resisted the bleed. Interesting. So, even with that 80% chance, he still resisted it. And then, I'm just going to do smite as actually, you know what? I'll do stun, because he has a 25% chance so that you guys can see what stun looks like. Hopefully it works. There it goes. So it's stunned, so he can't attack this turn. It does buff him up, so now that he has been stunned, his stun resistance goes up 40%, but that only lasts for 1 round, as you can see. So next round he won't have that bonus. I'll just kill him here.
Formation is broken.
And there we go. Got 500 gold for that. Let's move ahead. Interactive objects. Oh, well, there you go. You can click on these, and you can obviously just, grab at them, or and hope that it doesn't inflict anything on you. Or you might have an item in your inventory that is supposed to be applied on there in order for you to be able to interact with it, get, treasure, food, gold, trinkets, whatever the case is. So in this case, I don't have any other items in my inventory, so I can just check with my hands, obviously. And
leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
So I get an emerald and citron, which give me a total of 750 extra gold, which is very nice. And I'm gonna go into the last room here. Once you get, so as you can see, once you hit 76, that is the minimum to get the maximum Yeah, that's the minimum amount of light that can be used to get the maximum scouting and monster surprise. Once I open this door, that'll go to 70, and you'll see that there are negative applications to losing light, but there will also be bonuses once the light, is dimmed to a certain extent. So let's go through the door here. It goes to 70, as you can see.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message.
As you can see now, my stress
owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So as you can see, my stress is increased because the lighting is now considered dim. I have less of a chance to scout or surprise any monsters, unfortunately. But in the same token, it's fine. I mean, I was hoping to surprise them still, but I guess that didn't work. I have two options here. I can bleed a target out, or I can do a pistol shot. I think I'd rather take out the unit in the back, the Brigand Fusilier. Just so that, he gets out of the way. If I can crit him, that would even be better. No, it does mid-range damage. Blanket fire is an AoE attack, and I dodged. Very nice. So I'm going to... Let's see, he has a 50% chance to resist my stunning attack. I'm going to take that chance. And he resisted, unfortunately, but his resistances don't go up. So that's a good thing. Point-blank shot is a very, very heavily, heavy damage attack. Usually it moves your unit, whoever's in the front, to the back, so good thing it didn't. I'm going to try and use another pistol shot, and got him. There we go.
A faint hope blossoms.
And this is just explaining that if you kill a unit that doesn't have bleed or blight, or it's not a critical shot, it will leave a corpse. So if they are bleeding or blighted, they will obviously not leave a corpse, but if they aren't bleeding or blighted, they will leave a corpse. And I didn't crit him, and he wasn't bleeding or blighted, so obviously it's going to leave a corpse. I'm going to try and stun him again. Hopefully I could get him. Oh, jeez, killing me. Uh-oh. So it's not a high damage, but it's going to bleed me, and it does inflict a little bit of stress. So stress is another aspect of the game. You have to take care of it just as much as your health bar. The stress, once it hits 100, you can either have a positive or negative infliction. A positive infliction obviously bolsters your team. It helps them, get through the dungeon if they're stressed. Other people are stressed, and you could be vigorous or powerful, stuff like that. Or it could be negative, so it'll be detrimental to exactly how your team functions. They could be, abusive or fearful or something like that, and they might induce more stress into your party, which is obviously a negative infliction. So I'll explain that as it goes on, but right now he just inflicted a little bit of stress on my unit, so I'm going to do open vein so that I can hopefully get some damage and start him bleeding. He only has a 20% resistance to bleed, and I have 100% base to hit him, so that's an 80% chance to bleed him. 7 damage. And he resisted the bleed. These guys are resisting everything. Not good. So he punished me, and now I'm bleeding. So bleeding affects me too. So I have to be careful of that. 3 damage every turn. I have 12 HP left. Come on. Why won't you get stunned, sir? I have a 50% chance every time. Open vein again. And now he's bleeding. So I resisted the move. I'm bleeding again, unfortunately. Hopefully I could kill him after this one. I don't have any bandages or any kind of thing that can help staunch the bleeding. So I'm just going to do this. Oh, wow. There we go. Nice.
The greater the glory.
So I will... So you complete a quest, and you either have the option to return to your home, or you can keep adventuring. In this case, there is a box in front of me that is still open, so I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. It's called a Bandit's Trapped Chest. So obviously it's going to have something wrong with it, but I'm going to open it for all intents and purposes. For you guys to see what that's like. I'm going to use my unit that has a little more HP. So he got blighted and he's bleeding, so I'm going to use the bandage to cure the bleeding on both of them, just so you guys can see how that works. You could use food, which will restore their health. And if you go on a longer quest or something like that, you might get prompted to feed your units and stuff like that. They might say, like, they're hungry or something like that. And if you don't feed them, that will induce stress. So you do have to keep an ample amount of food with you while you're out there. I'm going to use this food right now because this quest is over. But I'll explain the rest, I guess, as we go along. But let's complete the quest for now and just get back to the hamlet. I got a $5,000 gold bonus, along with 1,300 gold that I collected along the way, and 4 crests. Nice. Let's see. Resolve XP, that is what gets you to the next level. So as you can see, I was level 0. Now they are both level 1. Tuckered out. Minus 10 damage of HP is below 50%. Not good. Oh boy. Alright.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright. I seriously can listen to that guy talk all day. But in any case, so this is just a little bit of an activity log. It shows what happened during the week. So obviously as you're on your quest and you complete it, it showed the resolve XP, and now you're level 1. These are the quest goals that the caretaker has for you. So obviously there are a ton of them here. Obviously leading ultimately to completing the darkest dungeon. There are 4 assaults that you have to make into the darkest dungeon in order to finally beat it. So it will be a while before we get there, but I am planning to do an entire walkthrough because I'm super excited about the fact that this is the full release of the game. As you can see, we have a couple get help where you may. Okay, thank you. The stagecoach, this is where you recruit any new heroes. As you can see, I have 9 slots in my roster, and I have the stagecoach here.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
I'm not going to cut him off. I want you guys to hear whatever he has to say. So this is the stagecoach. This is where you recruit new heroes. I have 2 people that have come to the hamlet looking, to join me, I guess, in my first quest. So
what better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
So you just click and drag them over. You can see what skills they have. Looks like this guy has Plague Grenade and Emboldening Vapors, Battlefield Medicine, so it heals and cures bleed and blight. Wow. Love interest in town will only visit the brothel for stress relief. And anemic, he has a resistance reduction of bleeding if he gets hit by a unit that can bleed. Claustrophobia, severe fear of enclosed spaces. Okay, but she's also stout, so she gets 15% heal skills when camping. Early riser +2 speed. If torch is above 75%, that's going to be very useful. So definitely some good quirks and bad. So we'll see. So you can't gamble because he's known for cheating, and tuckered out. We just got that quirk. So 10% damage if his health is below 50. God-fearing. He will only pray. That's not good. So if I want to reduce any of his stress, I have to put him in the Abbey, which I'll go through once it's unlocked. So he can only go in there for stress relief. And he's prone to stealing items, which is not good because when we're out on a quest and we find something, he might decide to take it for himself. I can't use the sanitarium to reduce any of those, negative quirks or traits yet. I'll explain that as we go along, but in any case, this is the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
So like I said, this is the graveyard that shows, so anytime you lose a character, if they, decease on one of the missions, they will come up here and it'll show like their name and how they died and so forth, so you can see, exactly how many characters you've lost. Hopefully it's not a very extensive list. But that is what the graveyard's for, and then the Ancestors' Memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
So this just gives you like a little, you can watch the prologues or, each area of the map that you can go to whether you decide to go to the Cove, the Warrens, the Ruins, the Weald, whatever it is, each one has its own set of bosses that you need to fight against. And there's usually 3 parts, obviously increasing in difficulty each time. And your units need to be certain levels in order to even participate in those. You can put in lower level units to a higher level dungeon, but that increases their stress and less likely of a chance that they will survive. But you cannot take a unit that is very high and put them in on a quest that is lower than their experience, because then obviously that increases the chance that you will win, and that's not how the game works. They do, they do a great job in making it just as challenging as it is rewarding to beat each quest. So definitely keep that in mind. But it's definitely a tough game, especially from the aspect that there is no saving. I mean, it's constantly saving, so anytime you enter into a quest, it saves. You can't, like, save before you go out, test and see how it goes, and then, go back if you fail, and then load it from your last save point. It's constantly saving, so it's saving now, and now, and now, and now, now. I'm done. Let's see what we got here. Actually, I'm gonna go through the first mission first. So down here's the actually I'll go through this first. So again, this is just shows you like your goals and everything in case you want to see the log of what you've completed and what you want to do. This gives you shows an inventory of all your trinkets, which you will collect along the way. They vary in rarity from uncommon to ancestral. Obviously ancestral meaning they are extremely rare, and common, or not uncommon, common meaning that they are very frequently found. So, and obviously as they get more towards ancestral or very rare, there are, they're a lot more beefier, but they could also be a lot more detrimental at the same time. So it's kind of like use at your own risk, if you will. What is this? Oh, this just shows you like what everything means, what all of like the words mean and so forth. So temporary stat increase for a buff or decrease. And then what's this? Oh no, that's just the main menu. I don't think I've ever used it that way. I just hit escape. But anyway, so let's go to embark.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So it looks like we only have one mission that we can do right now, and that is the Ruins. So obviously we'll have to go into that. And the goal is to explore 90% of the rooms. So as long as we explore 90% of the rooms, we will get queued as completing the mission and we can leave. You can obviously keep adventuring if you still have the health and stress levels that are optimal for yourself, if you like it. And just keep pressing on and getting more busts and trinkets and gold and stuff, or whatever the particular dungeon that you're in has to offer. So and once you complete that mission, these are the rewards that you'll get. I'll get 3,000 gold, 4 crests, and a blight charm. So that's just a trinket that resists blight, but also it's common, so it's not very rare, but it gives a blight resist but also inflicts -2 dodge. So apparently I triggered a lineup that is called the Red Hook lineup, which is Red Hook Studios, the creators of the game. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because the Crusaders are a very tanky unit, and the Highwayman can do some ranged attacks, but these are his preferred positions and what targets he prefers to hit. So you can see that for every unit, see what positions they prefer. So since he prefers 2 and 3, I'll put him in 2. He prefers 1 or 2, so I'll put him in 1. She prefers 3. You could see it's a little light, but this is the brightest of them all, the 3. So I'll leave her in 3, and then 3 and 4, so again, you just have to pick and choose your spots. I'm going to be using him as more as an artillery kind of striker. I'll show you the Plague Doctor does more blight than anything. And especially in the Ruins, the Ruins inflicts a lot of, if anything, they inflict bleed on you. but the units, the opponents that you will find in the ruins are usually the most prone to blight. So that's why, you know, it's definitely beneficial having them out there with a plague grenade to inflict blight, which, as you can see, inflicts blight is 4 points for 3 rounds, and it hits both the 3rd and 4th unit in the lineup. So that's definitely beneficial. Obviously, I don't have any trinkets because I haven't done anything, so we're going to go to provisions. This is
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
all right, dude. So obviously, it you know, triggers you. It lets you choose what you want to take out there with you. I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna take like 14 food. Yeah, that's a good amount. 2 shovels. Shovels remove obstacles that are along the way that you'll interact with and so forth. So you just have to keep in mind that if you do find something and you don't have a shovel, it will increase your stress, because if you decide to remove the obstacle by hand, it will increase your stress. So you want to have a shovel that'll just clear it and avoid any kind of self-inflicted stress. Anti-venom, I'll take a couple of. They inflict bleed on this in this part of the in the ruins, so I'm going to take bandages with me. I'll take a couple of herbs. I'll take 1. I don't need that many. It's a short mission. I'll take 3 keys, maybe, another holy water, and then fill the rest with torches. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I got some food, some shovels, some anti-venom. That cures blight, by the way, and this cures bleed. So, obviously, bandages to heal the bleed and staunch the flow, as they like to call it. Or anti-venom, which cures blight. So, if you get poisoned, you can use the anti-venom to cure yourself. In the ruins, you're not susceptible to blight as much blight, or if at all, as you are in the warrens or, like, the Weald, which has more, like, blighty kind of opponents that you attack. It's more bleed-inflicted stuff that you'll find in the ruins. So, I think we are just about set. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, we'll just we'll stick with that, and short level 1 shouldn't be too bad. But here we go. First mission ever in my walkthrough for you guys in the darkest dungeon. So let's get started. As you can see, I start with 100% light. This is the map down here, so that's the mini map. It shows you how many rooms are there, and I have to explore 90% of them in order for the quest to be complete. You can move your units anywhere you want outside of the battle, but if you are in battle and this is the only thing that you can do, you have to do that. You have to move them, otherwise if you hit pass turn, you will inflict stress upon your units. So just keep that in mind before you decide to just pass your turn and keep your whatever hero you have in their position. You do actually want to move them, so just keep that in mind. But let's move on to the next room. Hopefully there's no traps. Okay, so we found a torch, which is good. Keep the light up. So we're at 82%. Now it's at 76%. Once I click on this door, this will go to 70. So I'm automatically going to queue up another torch as soon as I do that. Yeah, so you see it went down and then I popped it back up. First encounter shouldn't be too tough. Emboldening vapors. So plus 25 damage and 3 speed. I'll put that on the Crusader, why not? Yeah, there he goes. And Open Vein won't really do as much because these guys are skeletons and they have a 200% bleed resist. But as you can see, they have a very minimal stun resist and blight resist, debuff resist, and move resist. So other than bleed, these guys are pretty, you know, you could really do with them as you please from the resistance spectrum. So let's do that. I was hoping that killed him. Dazzling Light, Judgment, Divine Grace, and Illumination. So that's a self-heal. It shows, you know, an accuracy base of 80, damage mod reduced by 20, crit chance increases by 5, and I also get the heal, but I don't need to heal. I can stun. It has an accuracy base of 80. Damage mod reduces my damage by 75%, but it does stun them and increases my torchlight by 6. I think I might do that. I might do that on this guy. And then the last, well, this is just a heal for one particular, one unit that you have in your party. So if I wanted to heal one of them individually, I could click this and then click which one I want to heal in case they are struggling. But then Illumination, you know, it causes minus 20 dodge on whichever enemy I hit, and it increases my torchlight by 5. Damage mod is reduces my damage by 50, and it has an 80% chance to hit. I think I'm going to go with Dazzling Light to stun. Hopefully it does. And it does. Nice.
The promise of safety.
So he's stunned, and he hasn't even taken his turn yet. Zealous Accusation, it has an 85% chance to hit with a 40% reduction in the damage that I inflict. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, I can't go to it, otherwise it'll go away. But you can see the hero damage is between 5 and 10. So if he has 5 damage left and he has 2 damage left, if it hits, as in they don't dodge or I don't miss, it will kill both of them. And it does, so there we go. Excellent. Reduced some stress as well, took some gold, unlocked Strongbox.
Push on to the task's end.
So it's unlocked Strongbox, which means I do not need a key to open it. So I'll open that up, and I got another shovel, 2 deeds, and another... Ooh, I like that. The Stun Stone. I'm trying to say that 10 times fast. So I get an extra shovel and 2 deeds. I'm going to put that Stun Stone on... He doesn't have anything. Nope. But he does. I'll give that to you. You have a better time if I do Stunning Blow. That increases my stun skill chance by 20%. So he has a 120% chance now to stun an enemy. Unfortunately, it reduces his dodge. So you know that's just tricks of the trade. I'll take the chance for now. Whoops, wrong way. Hit the wrong button. And here's the first pile of rubble.
Stone seems bent on preventing passage.
So it automatically cues you could clear it by hand. It will take considerable effort, which will increase my stress, but I have a shovel. Or I can ignore and go backwards, which we obviously can't do. So I will use the shovel. It'll get rid of the rubble, and no harm, no foul. Let's keep moving here. And we did get... Okay, nice. So even though our lighting is really on the threshold before it starts to get slightly dim, or however they like to call it, we did get the scout, or we did get the surprise on these 3 guys. So I can't do anything else really except Emboldening Vapors and Plague Grenade. Plague Grenade only hits 3 and 4, so in this case it will only hit her. She has a 20% blight resist, so I will do that. I'm not going to do Emboldening Vapors for now. So, if he does 8 damage, which is the maximum, then it will kill her when it's her turn. It only does 5. So I took a chance. I knew that wasn't very likely, but it's all good. And Judgment, if I do that now on her, and it hits, okay, now she'll be dead. Next time it's her turn. She induces a lot of stress. That's the reason why I want to get rid of her first. These guys are more just damage dealing units. This guy deals more damage than this guy, so that's going to be my next target. And he has a 25% stun resist, so I'm going to go for the stun, especially with my stun stone, and there we go. So because I have the 20% bonus, and she just died from the blight.
Unforgiving.
So because of the fact that I have the stun stone, which gives me 20%, he had 100% base with the 20% bonus. That's 120% against what at the time was only 25%. That's a 95% chance that the stun is going to work. So I will definitely take that to the bank. I'm going to Emboldening Vapors you. There you go. So now your speed is increased. That increases, you know, that gives him 25% more damage and plus 3 speed for 3 rounds, which is awesome. And this can stack, just like any bleed or blight that you do. If you continually use that attack and it continually either buffs them or inflicts some sort of either bleed or blight or debuff or something on them, you can stack those. So, you know, if I do Emboldening Vapors again, he'll be at 50% damage and 6 plus 6 speed for 3 more rounds. So definitely, you know, the buffs definitely come into play after a while if you decide to take that chance and use buffs as opposed to inflicting damage. So, I'm going to... What should I do? I will do a pistol shot, and I got a crit. Nice. So that reduces stress too. When you get a crit, it reduces your stress, and obviously that killed him in one shot. And I am going to... Okay, so he has the stun... Oh, he only has the stun of 25 now because his stun resist buff only lasted for one turn. So now that's over, and I can do Dazzling Light, which might stun him again. Ah, but it missed. Not good. I'll try and do it with you then. Got him again. Nice. That works. I'll do Emboldening Vapors on him again so you can see that buff stack. So 50% damage and plus 6 speed. That's awesome. And Open Vein is a more damage-inflicting attack because it singles out one unit as opposed to an AoE attack. So I'm going to go with Open Vein just for damage-dealing purposes and hopefully, you know, kill him. It obviously won't bleed him or anything like that if it doesn't kill him because he has the 200% resistance, but I'm just trying to kill him and we can move on. So I got 4 crests, 100 gold, and 2 busts. Nice. Let's move on. Next room, 76. Okay. No enemies in that room, and I haven't gotten a scout yet, which is a little concerning. I hope that there's nothing coming up. Okay, so the light's going down. I want to pop that torch. And now we found an... Oh, great. He's gonna steal it. Ah! Keeping this for myself for reward, hard earned. So he took a key and 25 gold, you jerk. So when I go through this door, it's gonna pop again, and every time, if I don't have a scout, every time you go through a door, you run the risk of encountering another enemy. So, and that's, you know, just apart from the ones that you might encounter on the pathway to the next room. So I'm gonna pop a torch as soon as I open this door because it's gonna reduce, and each torch, I think, what is it? It gives you 25 light. So, you know, if I go through this door, it's gonna go to 71, and if I pop the torch, it'll bring me back up to 96. But I gotta get that ready. Yep, there we go. So, second encounter. Run for the old gods. Ooh, not good. Ouch. So now I'm bleeding. He's gonna be stressed out. He's got a debuff, minus 10 stress damage. Not good. Okay. Battlefield Medicine. Medicine. I can actually use that, and it will heal him, plus cure, blight, and bleed. Let's try that. There he goes. Now he's not bleeding anymore. And I kind of want to get rid of her for the stress. 13 versus 15. Yeah, I'll go for her first. Stun. So he hasn't gone yet, right? No, but I'll use it on... I'm going to use the stun. She doesn't need to heal, so I don't need to do Judgment. Use the stun on... Actually, I'll use the stun on her. Or not. She dodges it. She's got a great amount of dodge. I got to keep that in mind. Got to read these stats. So dodge 0, dodge 0, dodge 13. So she can really move if she wants to. He has a 25% stun resist. I'll go for it. Nice, especially with that this stun stone. That's awesome. Plague grenade. If this lands and it does 1 damage, she will die. Nice. So she's gonna be dead if that goes blight. Nice. So she's dead. Let's do open vein. No, actually he's stunned, so I can do a pistol shot. And he's stunned, so that works.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its
Blight
own.
killed her. Stunning blow, I will try... Should I try it again? It's a... what? So, I have 100% base plus the 20. So, 120 minus 65 is 55. So, a 55 chance to hit. I'll go for it. I live on the edge, and it worked. Nice. So, I will do that. What does damage against Unholy? nothing does damage against unholy. So, can I stun him? Nice! Perfect. Well, that works for me. So I will kill him.
Press this advantage. Give
Now
them
he's
no
still
quarter.
stunned, so I will use... he's probably going to die this round after he's done rejuvenating himself from being stunned. So I'm just going to heal, I guess. So that's good. And now I'll use this opportunity to heal because I'll get the first turn. 5, nice. That was great. Full health again. And if I can do smite and kill him, that would be perfect, and it was, so there you go. Let's open up this chest. It's an heirloom chest, and it has the keyhole on there, so I am going to use a key. Unlock a hidden compartment. I get 4 more crests, some more gold, and some jade, which is obviously used just conversion to gold, so... Let's move on. And I hit a trap. I didn't see it. I didn't scout it. So
Glorious is the trap maker's
that
art.
inflicts not only
His
damage,
efficacy unwitnessed by his own
but
eyes.
it also inflicts stress, unfortunately. So I'm going to give you some food there, sir. Looks like you need it. I'll pop another torch before we go into this next room. Nothing. Scouting, nice. That's what I needed. Okay, so it looks like we don't have to go to this room if we don't want to, because we have to only hit 90% of the rooms, which would be this one and this one. I'll go this way, and then if we have enough health, we'll come back, and our stress is still manageable, we'll come back. Ooh, nice! Got some food and some monies. Okay, I feel like if they gave me that much food, a trigger is going to come up that I'm hungry. Okay, I'll pop that next torch.
In radiance,
Yep.
may we find victory.
Just like I said, I had a feeling, so that helped with the health, and it kept me from stressing out. If you don't have any food and you hit, pass and not feed anyone, you will induce a lot of stress on everyone. So I'd rather not do that. We'll feed him a little bit, feed her a little bit. She's all good. And go into the next room, which is empty. It looks like we have one more obstacle down there, which I think we have. Yeah, we have another shovel, right? Yeah. So put the light back up. Get rid of that. And here comes our last encounter. Technically. Woo. Okay, so there are 4 of them. So I'm definitely going to stack the plague grenades if I can. These guys only have 10% resistance to blight, and this has 100% base, so that's a 90% chance to inflict blight on both of them. Don't need to use battlefield medicine or emboldening vapors. So I dodged it? Seriously? Wow, what a jerk. I gotta get rid of the bone courtier because if I remember correctly, I think it deals a lot of stress damage, and I don't want to get any more stress damage, so it's so, like, open vein isn't going to do anything. Grape shot will hit everyone, but I really just want to get rid of him. And he dodged. Are you kidding me? I'm going to try and stun him. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to try and get rid of some of the other units that are in the way right now. Dang it, 9 out of 10. No, that's not good. Okay, so he's getting hit by blight. Quarrel. Graveyard slash. Okay, didn't do that much. Axe blade. Ah, an 8 damage crit. Not good. Okay. Just relax. We got this. We still got this. Okay, we'll stack the plague grenades. Nice. That one hit. And he's blighted now. He's not liking that. Tempting Goblet's a stress attack. Oh, that's a lot of stress. And actually, Grape Shot Blast might take out all 3 of these, or all 2 of these 3. 2 of the 3 guys. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So that got rid of 2 of them. I can stun him. If I can stun him, that would be ideal. Nice. Okay, so we got the stun down. I'm gonna use a heal. Actually, she could use a heal too. 10 crit, nice! So that reduced some stress as well. That's perfect. That's beautiful stuff there. Curse you in the back. So 8 damage for 2 rounds because the blight stacked on each other. It's 4 blight per round, and it, you know, I hit him twice, so that's 8 per round. He's gonna be dead the next round. So I can't really do much else. He's got 9 HP left. I'm gonna emboldening vapors him so I can kill him on 1 hit as opposed to multiples. Actually, I'll do this so that it gets a better chance of killing him. And it missed. Are you kidding me? Why do I keep missing? I'll heal up again. Nice. 5 is pretty good.
Slowly.
He's dead. Come on, Templar. No! What?
This is how life is taken.
Curses. And he's stunned? Are you kidding me? But at least he didn't, like, nothing, no harm, no foul. Because he can still attack from that position, which I don't mind. He's gonna die on the next one, so I'll use this to heal. And there he goes. Nice, so it was a good encounter. We inflicted some stress, which I'm not a fan of.
Can be felled.
And you know what?
Can be beaten.
I'm a risk taker, so we're gonna continue adventuring. You know what? Let's start off. Let's show them that the dungeon is no match for us right now. At least for right now. I'm not gonna speak too soon, but oh man, I just keep collecting all these heirlooms and crests and busts and deeds and, well, I guess they all are considered heirlooms. Oh crap, a trap. Okay, so I need to disarm it. In order to disarm it, I need to see how much trap they got. No, so it just shows you what the % chance of removal is. So, trap 20%, trap disarm 60%, 50%, trap disarm 90%. Okay, he looks like the best choice. 50%, 60%. Okay. Oh, that's just the resistances. So trap disarm is 60%, 50%, 90%, 60%. That's right. I just forgot, I guess. So we'll use the highwayman here. I know. Or he could have a 90% chance to get it and still fail. Idiot. What an idiot. How do you miss that? But hopefully he can get him again over here, because I have to use him again. And if you do successfully disarm the trap, it does not only get rid of the trap, but it also reduces your character's stress, whoever it was that disarmed it. So, geez, what's it? Multiple food? Triggers? And we do have another encounter down here. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna pop a torch. Nice. Okay, so that'll reduce some stress. At least he's 51 out of 200. He can't get to 100, otherwise his resolve will be tested, and I do not really want to deal with that on the first excursion we take here. So we have 80. If I go through the door, it's going to go to 74, which is... and I'll pop it. Yeah, it brings me to 99. Nice. Okay, so there's very little option here. I'm going to do emboldening vapors first, actually, because the plague grenade only works if there's 2 units in the back, so it would kind of be a waste if I only hit the 1 guy. Pistol shot. Actually, you know what? I'll do AoE damage for now. And then I'm going to heal with you. That's good. Oh, they're targeting him now. That's not good. He really needs some help. Let's see. 4 to 8. He has 7, and he has 7. It's kind of a huge gamble, as opposed to 8 to 15 on either of them. So I think I would rather do that and guarantee the kill. There we go. And then we will do a plague grenade. Should we do a plague grenade, or... Yeah, might as well. Because he can kill him in one shot. So that's 4 damage. Gotta heal you up. Dying on me. And then I will shoot you. Ooh, nice! Great shot. Reduces some stress. And then I could kill him. With just a damage attack, and then he died from the blight. So there we go. Ooh, out of space. Okay. Well, I guess I don't need this. I can take that. And then the Holy Fountain. Wait, okay, so you use holy water on it, from what I remember. And it could either give you a buff or reduce stress. So I don't need any buffs, but I'm going to take a chance that it reduces stress. He has the most stress, 49, so let's... Whoa! It healed him completely and reduces stress by 20. That's awesome. Wow, I really needed that. So I'm definitely going to take that with me. And let's go to the last room here, or the last alleyway, collect the last bit of content. Holy water and 50 gold. Alright, so it looks like we, it was a successful first mission out into the dungeon here. I always like to feed them just in case. I don't know if that does anything before you leave.
Struck. A blazing star
But I think that's just about it. Quest complete. So, collected some goodies, some quest rewards, some treasure, some a lot of crests actually, some deeds, some more crests, and some busts. I think there were some busts in there, right? Yeah, 4 or 5. Wow. That was a pretty decent haul for the first time out. Let's see how we did. Okay, so we got some Resolve XP. These guys level up to level 1, and these guys are still level 1. Any good stuff? Yeah, Wheeled Adventure, minus 20 stress damage in the yield. So that means I will not be affected by stress damage by 20%, which is great. And Plutomania, Manic for money, great. So he steals things and he loves money. And plus 15% damage in the Cove. Nice, I like that. Great quirks.
Our family name, once so well regarded, is now barely whispered aloud by decent folk.
So you can get severe negative quirks that are a lot harder to move. They'll lock in their place, and you know, it's a lot more difficult to take out. But from that being said, let's look. I'll just show you guys a tavern real quick.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So these are all places that you can go to send your characters to alleviate some stress. They increase in cost. So as you go from the bar to the brothel, you are increasing your cost, but you're also decreasing. Yeah, you're increasing the amount of stress you take away from your character. So, you know, he'll be completely, like, if I put him in the brothel for whatever reason, he'll be clear by the next round, whereas he might only clear, you know, 25 points out of the 39 stress points, 34 stress points if I only put him in the bar. So it's less expensive, but it takes away less stress. Obviously, if you get to the, you know, the further down you go, the more expensive it's going to be, but the more stress you will take away from your character. So that is the tavern, and then the abbey is also for stress relief.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
And again, these are they are in decreasing order. They will increase in cost, and also increase in the amount of stress they take away. So the penance hall obviously will be the most expensive, but alleviate the most stress. So these are just a couple different ways to alleviate some stress. Obviously you can upgrade them now because I have busts and crests and everything like that, which allow you to upgrade, like increases the stress recovery if you put them in the cloister, increases the stress recovery if you put them in the transept, and then eventually, like some of these, the level 2s and stuff, they open up another slot, so you can fit up to 3 in each of these categories. That's same with the with here. You know, if I were to upgrade it, it just increases the amount of stress recovery, and then it'll start opening up slots. But let's go look in the stagecoach, see what we got here. We got another plague doctor, interesting, and
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
and a leper. So we'll do that. I will increase. I'm going to use this. I'm going to increase the number of heroes available, so there'll be 3 after every mission now, and increase my roster size to 12. So now it went from 9 to 12.
Foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
That's good. Let's see. Busts. We can do that.
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some, a tonic against the bloodshed.
Portraits and shields.
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
Okay, so that increased the stress recovery, and this reduces the amount it costs.
Strong drink, a game of chance, and companionship.
So
The rush of life.
I'll do both of those. Why not? Then go back here and use some busts on this. I have the shields to do it, so I might as
A
well.
little hope, however desperate, is never without worth.
Increase the amount of stress recovery I take. And I think that's going to do it for the first episode in my series on Darkest Dungeon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, become royal, and subscribe today if you haven't already, and leave a comment in the section below if you do have the game, you have experienced the full release, or even if you just had it in, what's it called? Early access. Couldn't think of the word. Early access. If you did it in early access and you're enjoying the game, you know, I want you guys to start conversation on the tactics and different playthroughs and stuff that you've gone through, and critiques and stuff that helps, you know, in equipping items and what skills you're taking and so forth. So as we unlock all this stuff, I will you know, explain it to you. But for right now, based on what we have unlocked, I think that just about explains everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and let me know if you guys do enjoy this series and you would like to see more, because I know I'm definitely going to want to do some more. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Thanks again, and take care.